This is One on One. Boy, that Sheri Miller can sing. That was Sheri Miller. You see her right there. Singer, songwriter, musician. How you doing?
I'm great.
That was your music video called?
Spoons.
And your newest one out is?
I Could Love You Still.
I Could Love You Still. I like that. Where'd you come up with that title?
I'm not sure.
Really?
I wrote the song really fast. Just kind of was one of those things that happen where it's, you know, you're not sure where it came from.
The word is about you that you knew when you were about 7-ish that this was what you wanted to do. Is that true? You wanted to sing, you wanted to perform, you wanted to write?
Yes.
Is that what I'm, let me see that songbook.
Well, when I was about 7 or 8 years old, I started writing songs on the piano. I drove my mother completely
Zoom in
crazy.
on this, guys. Go ahead, as you're talking about it, go ahead. This is your songbook.
My songbook. I would write lyrics on, you know, and melodies, and I didn't know how to notate music, so I would use this kind of hieroglyphic dot system. And I was writing songs, you know, about love, about lost tribes and buffaloes and the universe and all kinds of things. And it was just like an instinct or a calling, you know, and you just kind of do it. You don't question it, you know.
And the other thing that I heard about that you backed this whole story up was that you kept apparently the idea of a Casio keyboard, you know, thing, right, thingy, that you wanted one. And what is this that you brought in? Is this it? This isn't the first.
This is it.
This is not the first. As I read about your biography, I hear about the Casio, and that's it.
This is the keyboard.
Guys, can we get a shot of this? Terry, how can we do this? Could you hold it up? It's missing a key, but
yes, it's definitely.
I'm so afraid of dropping this. Guys, take this shot. Tell us the significance of this Casio.
Well, when I was in college, I was writing songs secretly, albeit in my bedroom, and I was studying jazz piano, which was really far away from where I was living. So I had to walk really far to get there, and I was just not really writing enough, and I wasn't really connected and committing enough to writing songs. So I started thinking, I had this thought in my head, what if I got a little used Casio keyboard that I could afford and had it in my room, and I could write songs every day and put my energy there. So I started dreaming at night over a period of months about a Casio keyboard. And one Saturday morning, or it was a Sunday morning, on a Saturday night, I had this very vivid dream about this Casio keyboard. And I woke up kind of groggy in a kind of, you know, half awake, half asleep, kind of surrealist state. And I made this decision. I had to go to the library. I was living in Philadelphia, so I could have walked down Walnut Street, which would have been a very fast, direct, straight path. Or I could have walked down this kind of winding, beautiful, scenic other path that would have taken me to the library. It just would have been a lot longer. It was a kind of winding road. So I made a decision, kind of instinctively. I felt like I was sort of floating that day, and I just decided to take the longer alternate route. And they were having a church sale that one day.
No.
As I walked past on that winding road, and I saw the exact keyboard that I had been dreaming of for months.
There it is.
And I asked the lady, I was sort of like freaked out, and I was like, oh my God, you don't understand. I've been dreaming about this keyboard. You don't get it.
She thinks you're nuts.
And she thought I was totally nuts. And she's like, okay, it's a keyboard. Yeah, you know. Yeah. And I asked her, how much is it? And she said, $20. And I said, can I just try it out to make sure it works? And she gave me this Nintendo charger, and it did work. And then I ran to an ATM machine, and it was $20, and I got it. And that day, that moment, when I bought that Casio keyboard, I never stopped writing songs, and something in me, if you want to call it a spirit or soul, whatever you want to call it, that one day committed to being a songwriter, a musician, and an artist. And I never made a choice. Thank goodness, because it's a big decision to make. But I just kind of felt like I literally chose a path that day, and I was pushed gently into that path, and I've never looked back.
I don't want to drop that. You got me nervous right now after telling that story. In the limited time we have, I want to just do this. Minute left, and ask you this. People can find your music where?
Oh, where?
Yeah.
iTunes, Amazon, my website.
Social media really matters, right?
It does.
Why? Tell us why. In your career, why social media is so important?
I think it's all about connection. I think in all walks of life, doesn't matter what you do, what your passion is. I think people want connection with something, other people, with themselves, with families, communities, with if you believe in a higher power or whatever you believe in. People want to connect, and they want to feel like there's someone else out there that gets them and understands them and hears them and sees them, and that they're heard and seen. So the social media is just about connecting.
Speaking of connecting, next time you come in, would you mind singing for us?
I would love to.
I'm going to ask you to come back to our Lincoln Center studio and sing next time. Sheri Miller, you connected with us. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
We appreciate it.
I appreciate it too.
Thank you.
One-on-One with Steve Adubato has been a production of the Caucus Educational Corporation, celebrating 25 years of broadcast excellence. This special edition of One-on-One with Steve Adubato is brought to you from the Tisch WNET studios at Lincoln Center. Funding has been provided by Hackensack University Medical Center, Berkeley College, TD Bank, Qualcare Inc., a local managed care company covering 750,000 New Jersey residents, the law firm of Gibbons PC, Verizon Communications, and by the Russell Berry Foundation. Promotional support provided by the Star Ledger and NJ.com, Everything Jersey, and by the New Jersey Business and Industry Association and its monthly magazine, New Jersey Business. Transportation provided by Airbrook Limousine, serving the metropolitan New York, New Jersey area. One-on-One with Steve Adubato has been produced in partnership with St. Joseph's Healthcare System.